بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على محمد وآله الطيبين الطاهرين لا سيما بقية الله في الأراضين وحجته على العالمين الحجة من الحسن فداها أرواح العالمين واللعنة الدائمة على أعدائهم أبد العابدين ودهر الداهرين. اللهم كل وليك الحجة بن الحسن صلواتك عليه وعلى آبائه في هذه الساعة وفي كل ساعة وليا وحافظا وقالا وناصرا ودليلا وعينا حتى تسكنه أرضك طوعا وتمتعه فيها طويلا برحمتك يا أرحم الراحمين. Of course, today marks the martyrdom of our beloved Imam, the grandson of our Prophet, Imam Hassan al-Mujtaba. Peace be upon him. We offer our condolences to our beloved Imam, Imam Sahib al-Asr wal-Zaman, for the martyrdom of his uncle and his grandfather, Imam Hassan al-Mujtaba. Why I'm saying that Imam Hassan al-Mujtaba is the grandfather of our beloved Imam al-Mahdi? Because the daughter of Imam Hassan al-Mujtaba was the wife of Imam Zayn al-Abidin, Fatimatu bint al-Hasan. Some scholars believe that Al-Sharifa bint al-Hasan in Iraq, close to Hilla, is Fatima bint al-Hasan, who is the mother of Imam al-Baqir salamullahi alayhi. Some scholars believe that Sharifa bint al-Hasan is Fatima bint al-Hasan, but they call her Sharifa as a Sayyida bint al-Hasan. So Imam al-Mahdi alayhi salam is the lineage of Imam al-Hussain and Imam al-Hasan al-Mujtaba, peace be upon him. And of course, we as Shia have some insights about Imam Ali alayhi salam and about Imam al-Hussein, and we have to. We have to know Imam Ali, the commander of the faithful. We have to know Imam al-Hussein, the revolution of Imam al-Hussein, which is very important revolution and plays very important role in our religion. It changed the history of Islam. It stopped the Islam from getting fully straight from the right path. And that's why we as Shia owe Imam al-Hussein alayhi salam a lot and owe his revolution. But when we come to the rest of Ahlul Bayt, starting with Lady Fatima, we don't know her much. To Imam al-Hasan, we don't know him much. The only thing that we know about Imam al-Hasan is that Sulh al-Hasan, so-called reconciliation between Imam al-Hasan and Muawiyah, called Sulh al-Hasan. And we try to defend Imam al-Hasan's move and what he did was right and that benefit the whole Shia. And we have a narration talking about that what Imam al-Hasan alayhi salam did was the best thing to do for Shia to protect them. إن ما فعله الحسن خير لشيعتنا مما طلعت عليه الشمس. Okay? Because he protected them and he gave them the space to gain knowledge. You know, Imam al-Hasan in his era, he traveled from Medina to Mecca 20 times. حج الحسن ماشيا 20 مرة. 20 times he went to Hajj by walk. And every time he used to go, too many people used to go with him. So away from governments between Mecca and Medina, sitting, walking, staying, sleeping with Imam al-Hasan and learning of Imam al-Hasan. And I think on those trips, Imam al-Hasan was able to behave and manufacture the companions of Imam al-Hussein alayhi salam. So too many companions of Imam al-Hussein were companions of Imam al-Hasan alayhi salam as well. Did we know that? Probably not. And that's very important to know. Have we thought about that? Probably not. And have we thought that Imam Hassan alayhi salam not only protected Shia when he signed the treaty, and I can't call it sulh, treaty between, ceasefire between himself and Muawiyah, not only protected Shia, but gave them the chance to live and gave them the chance to spread the knowledge of Ahlul Bayt alayhim as-salam. Yes, Muawiyah killed several Shia and several companions of Ahlul Bayt alayhim as-salam, but he couldn't at all kill them all. Why? Because of his signature. He couldn't ignite another war against Medina and Mecca and Ahlul Bayt alayhim as-salam. Why? Because he convinced his army and his nation that the best thing is sulh. Reconciliation with Ahlul Bayt alayhim as-salam is the best thing. Let's protect blood from getting shed and etc. He couldn't change his mindset. He couldn't change his approach at all. And that's why after a few years, when he realized the lost in the battle politically to Imam al-Hasan, that he lost the battle. He lost the battle to Imam al-Hasan politically. He tore apart the treaty with Imam al-Hasan and put it under his feet, but no one listened to him and no one cared about him, because Imam al-Hasan finished Muawiyah off by signing that treaty. He stopped Muawiyah officially from having a chance to kill and finish off all Shia. We have to think about that. We have to elevate our ma'rifah, not only in Imam al-Hussain alayhi salam, but also in other Ahlul Bayt, such as Fatima al-Zahra, such as Imam al-Hasan al-Mujtaba, such as Imam al-Mahdi, Imam al-Rida, rest of Ahlul Bayt alayhim as-salam. It's not enough for us to know Imam al-Hussain but not know Imam al-Hasan. We say that Imam al-Hasan revolted. Yes. With who? All Imam al-Hasan's sons participated in Ashura. And the only one who stayed alive apparently was Al-Hasan al-Muthanna, Al-Hasan ibn al-Hasan, because he got wounded. And there are Sara Hasaniya from Hasan al-Muthanna, Al-Hasan ibn al-Hasan. As a matter of fact, in Iraq, they name some of their kids Muthanna, with Muthanna. They mean Al-Hasan al-Muthanna, the son of Imam al-Hasan alayhi salam. So Imam al-Hasan alayhi salam participated in Karbala with his kids, with his children, with his lineage, peace be upon him. And we have to think about that. And that's why whenever I go and visit Imam al-Hussain, when I stay in front of the graves and tomb of Ashab, I say, Assalamu alaikum ya Bani Hashim. Assalamu alaikum ya Bani al-Hasan. Al-Qasim, Abdullah. Assalamu alaikum ya Bani Aqil. Sons of Aqil were there as well. Grandsons, sons of Aqil. Brother of Imam Amir al-Mu'minin alayhi salam were there as well. Assalamu alaikum ya Bani Ali ibn Abi Talib. Brothers of Al-Fadl Abbas are there. Assalamu alaikum ya awlad al-Hussain. Ali al-Akbar and Ali al-Asghar, peace be upon them. So, Imam al-Hasan is someone who had that high status that Imam al-Hussain, we have that in our narration, that لم يتكلم الحسين بين يدي الحسن إجلال الله. That Imam al-Hussain wouldn't talk if he sees Imam al-Hasan sitting and talking. Wouldn't interfere, wouldn't say anything, wouldn't answer any question. Because Imam al-Hasan is there, he can answer. This can show us the status of Imam al-Hasan alayhi salam. When we see the bravery of Imam al-Hasan alayhi salam, of course we have to talk about Imam al-Mahdi alayhi salam, but I want to talk about Imam al-Hasan tonight because we lack some information about him. what happened in the Battle of Jamal? Why the army of that woman lost the battle to Imam Ali, peace be upon him? Because of Imam al-Hassan's stabs. How? Amir al-Mu'mineen looked at the army of the enemy, and he saw that people go, the army, the soldiers of that lady, used to go and touch the camel and go to the battlefield. Why? Because that camel was the camel of Aisha. Amir al-Mu'mineen realized that he has to finish that camel, and that's it, to kill that camel. And the whole army of the enemy wanted to protect that camel. So he gave the sword to Muhammad ibn al-Hanafi and told him, go and stab that camel. Muhammad ibn al-Hanafi wanted to go, and the arrows reached him like rain. He came back. Then Amir al-Mu'mineen gave the sword to Imam al-Hassan al-Mushtaba. Imam al-Hassan, I can say, went to the enemy as if he's diving in the water. And he reached the camel and he stabbed the camel. That was then when the war finished. And now we ask ourselves why that woman didn't let Imam al-Hassan to get buried next to his grandfather Rasulullah. Because she had so much envy against Imam al-Hassan because of that stab, that single stab. That she ordered Umayyad to shower the janazah and dead body of Imam al-Hassan with arrows. In Farsi, what we say? We say kinaya shuturi. The envy of what? Of a camel. It's because of that. If someone has too much envy towards someone, they say he has kinaya shuturi. I think this phrase comes from that battle, from that story. The envy of a camel. It's because of the camel. So it's not that Imam al-Hassan simply just surrendered himself to Muawiyah. No. He wanted to protect everyone. And he was a brave person that Muawiyah himself was not able to convince people to kill him. It was hard for him to convince people to kill the grandson of the Prophet. And what Yazid did was so stupid. And even we have in history that Muawiyah told Yazid, don't kill Imam al-Hussein, because he knew very well that Yazid cannot kill Imam al-Hussein and get out of that situation without getting trapped in that hard situation. And Yazid was trapped by the blood of Imam al-Hussein alayhi salam. Muawiyah knew that he can't fight Amir al-Mu'mineen, because Amir al-Mu'mineen is not the lineage of the Prophet. But Imam al-Hassan was the lineage of the Prophet. And that's why he spread the rumor, yes, Imam al-Hassan wants to reconciliate with us, wants to sign the peace treaty. Well, Imam al-Hassan didn't want to sign the peace treaty. All historians mentioned that Imam Hassan Mustafa said, لَإِنِّي وَدَدْتُ أَنْ أُقَاتِلَ مُعَاوِيَ إِلَى يَوْمِ الْقِيَامَةِ. I wish that I can fight Muawiyah up to the day of judgment. And that's it. So let us elevate our ma'rifah, not only in Imam al-Hussein, but also in Imam al-Hassan alayhi salam. I was talking about Imam al-Hassan yesterday, in Farsi, of course, in a Hussainiyya called Mahdi in Melbourne. When I finished my majlis, one of the audience told me, I was waiting for you to introduce a book about Imam al-Hassan to us. And I started to think. I told him, I thought a lot about Imam al-Hassan, but I cannot introduce a single book about Imam al-Hassan to you. I've seen too many books, but I cannot introduce a single book. Well, I can introduce a single book to you about Imam Ali or about Imam Hussain alayhi salam, or even about Lady Fatima, but not about Imam Hassan. Because I've seen, for instance, Al-Allama Sayyid Ja'far Murtada Al-Amli wrote a book about Sulh al-Imam al-Hasan. And it's a nice book. It's substantial, it's a good book. But it only explains why Imam al-Hasan signed the peace treaty with, or ceasefire, ceased the fire with Muawiyah. Only explains that. But what about the status of Imam al-Hasan? What about other action? What about, okay, let me ask you a question. Imam al-Hussain alayhi salam stayed in Mecca for 8 months. When you go to historians, you don't find them talking about that period. While Imam al-Hasan alayhi salam, Imam al-Hussain alayhi salam ignited or planted the tree of his revolution in Mecca. We need to think about that. We need to talk about that. As we need to talk about what Imam al-Hasan al-Mujtaba used to do between Mecca and Medina, traveling from Medina to Mecca 20 times. Every time for a few months. With too many of his companions. What he used to do. Somehow getting away from governments. I'm doing Hajj. Do you want to ban me from doing Hajj? You can't. You claim that you represent Allah, you represent Quran, you cannot ban me from doing Hajj. I'm the grandson of the Prophet. I'm not revolting against you. I'm just going to Hajj. With his companions, teaching his companions. Manufacturing the companions of Imam al-Hasan al-Mujtaba. There is a saying, a phrase, it's a very hard phrase, Shaykhana, Shaykh Muhammad, in one of Imam al-Husayn's ziyarat. When we call Ali al-Akbar, we say, Assalamu alayka ya ibn al-Hasan wal-Husayn. Ali al-Akbar wasn't the son of Imam al-Hasan. Why we say Assalamu alayka ya ibn al-Hasan wal-Husayn? Because Imam al-Hasan was the teacher of Ali al-Akbar. Not normal teacher, a teacher that was considered as father of Ali al-Akbar salamullah alayhi. And that's why we say Assalamu alayka ya ibn al-Hasan wal-Husayn. Have we thought about that? Probably not. Should we think about that? Of course. Should we do more research about that? Yes. I advise everyone from today up to the end of Safar to go and listen 10 lectures, different lectures from different speakers about Imam al-Hasan in different topics. Just elevate your ma'rifah in Imam al-Hasan al-Mujtaba, peace be upon him. Get closer to Imam al-Hasan al-Mujtaba by knowing him better. Otherwise, I'm not saying that you will not end up in heaven. But yes, just imagine that you see Imam al-Hasan al-Mujtaba in heaven. Yes, I know this guy. But my knowledge about him is very limited. What a shame. What a shame. Assalamu alaykum ya Aba Muhammad al-Hasan al-Mujtaba. And that's why Imam al-Hasan's grave is still demolished. As a sign that he is still what? Unknown. Oppressed by tyrants. And as a sign that they still fear Imam al-Hasan al-Mujtaba. That they put a whole army in Baqi' to just prevent people from saying salam to the holy grave of Imam al-Hasan al-Mujtaba. If you believe that this person is dead and he won't harm you or benefit you, why you need to put a whole army just to ban people from saying Assalamu alayka ya Abu Muhammad al-Hasan al-Mujtaba? Just think about that. So you can know how strong is Imam al-Hasan, even if he's under the ground. And how fearful are enemies of Islam. How they fear the stab of Imam al-Hasan, that he stabbed the camel of that woman with. So we can understand how great is Imam al-Hasan alayhi salam. And he's really a Sibt al-Akbar li Rasulillah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. So next time when we want to salute Al-Imam Sahib al-Asr wal-Zaman, elevate your ma'rifah and say Assalamu alayki ibn al-Hasan wal-Hussain. Because Al-Imam al-Mahdi is the son of Imam al-Hasan as well, because the daughter of Imam al-Hasan is Imam al-Mahdi's grandmother, because she was the wife of Imam Zain al-Abidin. So Assalamu alayki ibn al-Hasani wal-Hussain. لبيك يا أبا صالح المهدي هذا والحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على محمد وآله الطيبين الطاهرين. Any questions?
My computer crashed.
Okay.
Microsoft.
لا الأخ. Yeah, that's okay. I hope you can fix it. Inshallah.
So my question
Is that because my talking was so heavy?
maybe the stab.
Oh, okay. The stab was so strong. Yeah.
Yeah, you sort of like answered the question to an extent, but to sort of like, I guess to clarify, if you could, is if we look at the imams or the prophets, they each came with a message or a key that they left for us in today's society. What would be the key messages or the key things that Imam Hassan left for us?
What is the key message that Imam Hassan alayhi salam left to us? That I think we have to be with Ahlul Bayt. Somebody came to Imam Hassan and he told him, I'm willing to pay you the allegiance if you fight against Muawiyah. Imam Hassan was doing this, and then he took back his hand and told him, no. If you want to pay allegiance to me, you have to pay allegiance. If I decide to fight Muawiyah, you fight with me. And if I decide otherwise, you stay with me. That to be with Ahlul Bayt and do not recommend anything to them. Ma'akum, ma'akum, la ma'a ghayrikum. I think Imam al-Hasan alayhi salam teaches us that one of his key messages to us, that to be with haqq, with a haqq, is striking with sword, or with a haqq is cuffed, or with a haqq is siding the ceasefire. Haqq is haqq. Sun is sun, even if it's behind clouds. Sun is sun. And you can feel the light and see the light of the sun. I think one of the most important message of Imam Hassan is that. At least according to my understanding. Any other question? No? Thank you very much. Sallallahu ala Muhammadin wa alihi al-tahirin.